The elderly woman looked at the man in front of her who hadn't offered his seat. The next second, her face became grotesquely distorted. Then the man jolted awake from his dream. At first, he thought it was just a nightmare, until he arrived at the subway station and found everything around him eerily familiar. The train reached the next stop, and that same elderly woman stood before him again. But Jack chose not to give up his seat. After the train started moving, the old woman lost her balance and fell to the ground, then stared directly at Jack. Her face began to contort once more. Jack found himself transported back to that morning again. When he came to the subway station for the third time, the old woman still stood before him. Jack hesitated for a long while, but finally gave up his seat to her. Sure enough, this time he didn't get sent back. In an alley, Jack encountered a couple in the middle of a fight. Since the wife was wielding a baseball bat, the husband quickly hid behind Jack. He tried to persuade the wife to calm down, but her face became distorted. Jack hastily changed his mind and handed the husband over to her. But the next second, the husband's face also became grotesquely twisted. Helping either side was wrong. With no other choice, Jack was transported back to that morning again. This was too difficult. That day, he first helped a girl pick up her fallen bicycle, then gave his place in line to an anxious mother at the bank, followed by offering his seat to the elderly woman on the subway. When he reached the alley again, he intended to avoid the fighting couple, but the husband still grabbed him. This time, he remained neutral. Finally, the wife accidentally hit Jack on the head, which made them both calm down, and Jack successfully passed through. He hurried to the jewelry store because today was his girlfriend's birthday and he wanted to buy her favorite gift. But another man had also set his sights on the same ring. Since it was the only one in the store, the man hoped Jack would let him have it. But Jack was unwilling to back down because this was the ring he planned to use for his proposal. At that moment, the man's face began to distort. Jack was completely devastated. To prevent time from rewinding, he could only give in to the man. To see his girlfriend sooner, he helped a woman search for her contact lens, carried an elderly person across the overpass, helped a child retrieve a balloon from a tree. Later, he encountered a pregnant woman about to give birth. Jack took the pregnant woman to the hospital. Just as he was about to leave, the doctor said a husband needed to accompany her. Jack had no choice but to pose as the husband and help with the delivery until the real husband arrived. Jack had completed his mission. After doing good deeds all day, Jack was exhausted. To propose to his girlfriend, he went to a flower shop and bought a bouquet of red roses. But just as he walked out of the shop, he discovered a fire had broken out upstairs with a child trapped inside. This time, Jack didn't hesitate. He grabbed a bucket of water, poured it over himself, and rushed upstairs. After Jack rescued the child and arrived at the hotel where he was supposed to meet his girlfriend, he looked completely disheveled. Although he hadn't managed to buy the ring and the roses were charred, Jack still prepared to propose to his girlfriend. But he was shocked to discover that his girlfriend was now wearing the very ring he hadn't been able to buy that day. His girlfriend said she was about to get married, and the groom was the very man Jack had encountered during the day. Jack felt ruthlessly betrayed. He was furious. Thinking about everything that had happened that day, he could no longer bear it. He violently threw the flowers to the ground and picked up a billboard, about to strike the man. The alarm clock rang again. Jack was transported back to that morning once more. How he wished this really was just a dream.